and welcome to Witchy Woman Podcast. I'm your host, DaNae Sweet, and this is episode 59. And today we have my daughter Madison joining us. Okay, today Maddy is with me because we thought it'd be really fun for her to give me a tarot reading on air. She's 17, gonna be 18 in June, so I kind of thought this would be neat to have a teen kind of come on and show that you guys too can do divination. And for the record, she is a Christian and still does tarot, so she has no fear of brimstone and fire and hell, right?
No, that's a myth. It's not affecting my religion at all, so...
Okay, so what tarot deck do you have?
I have Mystic Monday's Tarot.
Okay, these are kind of cool. It looks like they're like holographic.
Yeah, like the sides of them are completely holographic, and they have like the best designs that I've seen so far on cards.
Who does them? Who's made? Grace Duong?
Yeah.
I think it's really cool.
It says, a deck for the modern mystic.
Nice. Okay, so what kind of spread are you going to do for me?
Past, present, future.
Okay.
Those are, I only know, like, 3 spreads.
That's okay. That's all right. So, and when you do them, do you shuffle first? Do you cut the cards? How do you do it?
I don't really like shuffling because it bends the cards. I don't like that. So I'll just I'll hold them in my hands and I'll level them out like that. A little ASMR card style. And then I'll cut them in half and then just start shuffling like that in my hands. Just cutting them over and over, basically.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I just keep going until it feels right to stop.
Oh, right on.
So...
just do that forever. And then when it's time to put down the cards, do you draw just 3 off the top, or do you draw one, cut? How do you do it?
Draw one, and then I shuffle, and then I draw one and I shuffle. Cause I don't know. That's just how I like doing it. I don't feel like it'll be 3 in a row.
Right on.
That feeling, you know.
Right. Okay.
Intuition.
Okay. All right.
All right, Mom.
So this is my...
This card's going to be your past card.
Okay.
I'm going to stare into your soul while I do this.
She's seriously staring into my soul right now. You weirdo.
You're welcome.
Okay, so she's cutting a card, and I got...
9 of Pentacles.
Ooh.
Okay, I'm going to just draw all of them, and then I will explain to you what they mean.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I'm going to shuffle again. This one's a pretty card. The 9 of Pentacles is like a peacock.
Cool.
It's pretty. Okay, shuffle.
So she's shuffling in between cards. So I've got the 9 of Pentacles first. Mm-hmm. And now you're shuffling and going to pick out the next card.
Yeah. This is going to be your present card.
Okay. Yeah. And she drew...
The star.
The star. Ooh.
I don't draw those cards very often.
Right?
So those are pretty cool. And we're shuffling and shuffling. It just takes time. It's a process.
It's a process. I hear you. I think I do it different almost every time I draw cards for somebody.
I feel like I have to concentrate.
Right? Okay, so she shuffled and then she cut. Mm-hmm. And I got for my future the Knight of Swords.
Okay. We're gonna...
So, do you want to tell me what... So, let's go first card. First card, I'm just going to explain it, what it looks like. This deck is super pretty. The cards are super colorful. And this one is, got a peacock on it. And it's super bright orange sun. And then 9 of her little... It's like the swirls on the ends of the peacock feather is what they're representing 9 with. So, I thought that was kind of neat.
Yeah, definitely. It's really pretty. So, the 9 of Pentacles, meaning, okay, so they have, this is kind of cool how they explain it. Mm-hmm. They have, the picture, and they have the name of it, and then they have the upright version,
right.
And then they have the,
reversed. And reversed. I got all upright, by the way. I didn't get anything reversed.
No, that's always a good thing. So this means true colors, splendor, vitality. So this is saying, this is your past.
My
so
past.
It says, indulge yourself. You deserve it. Your hard work is paying off.
Okay.
Live loud with luxury, allowing yourself to enjoy the abundance that you've created. So,
Boom.
I definitely think you struggled with that.
Definitely. Yes.
It says acknowledge. Okay, Fred, that was.
My dog is stupid. He keeps itching himself in a spot that's made. I mean, he's made a sore.
Oh, Fred.
And the only reason there is a sore there to itch is because he keeps itching it. It's a vicious cycle.
Yeah, it's never learn. The card continues to say, acknowledge your accomplishments.
Okay.
And what it took for you to get to this place.
So, do you think that means, like, I'm supposed to look at my past and go, okay, and acknowledge the work that I've done up to this point?
No, definitely. Like, you've gone through a lot in your past, and I think it's saying, you know, like, be proud of yourself for getting through that obstacle and getting through that thing, you know?
Okay.
Okay. Do you have any comments on that card, Mom?
I think it's a good card. It represents my past very well. Also, side note, I'm a life path 9.
Oh.
So it was kind of cool to line up. Mm-hmm. That's my life path.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Definitely. And I like this card, how the peacock, so it has the peacock, and then there's, like, it looks like a, I don't know, it might be like a sun in the background.
Yeah, it looks like a sunset.
Yeah, it does. And it looks like she's, you know, going over that horizon and getting onto new and better things.
Absolutely.
You know? All right. The star is your present.
Okay.
The star, it represents healing, inspiration, and serenity.
Ooh.
It says, the opening line, the universe has your back.
I like that.
That's awesome. This is a period of healing, inspiration, and serenity. You can trust in yourself and forces beyond you. All right, well, that seems pretty relevant.
Definitely.
It says, let your freak flag fly.
Wow. That I have no problem doing. That. Freak flag. Yeah. Yeah, whatever. I'm having a hard time. So, yes, I think that's very relevant, right? So, this one's my present, right?
Yes.
So, right now, I took a big break from doing any readings or any kind of intuition type work or divination just because I felt like I needed a break from it. And I just recently opened up services again. So, it was really, really stressful. I had my first reading yesterday since I had closed down all of that. You know, that was my first one in like 2 months, I want to say. And I was nervous as hell, like, to actually do that again. And I remember just thinking, okay, I just gotta trust. I gotta trust spirit will actually, you know, give the messages that serve the client's highest good and kind of let go and stop trying to control what comes through.
Yeah, exactly. And it says, like, it says, once you have accepted yourself for exactly who you are, you've opened the door to allow others to see how special you are.
Yay.
So what makes you different is also what makes you stand out.
Gotcha.
So, yeah, and then it represents this, how this is the star.
Right.
It says, look to the North Star and let it guide you to your highest good.
Right on.
Your stardust is infectious and others will be inspired by your spirit.
I like that card. That's
good. That's a really good card. Usually this deck is pretty positive. Sometimes it bites me in the butt.
Right?
It's not, yeah.
Gets salty.
It gets a little salty sometimes. Okay. Your future is the Knight of Swords.
Okay.
We are.
This I'm a little, like, nervous about.
It should be good. So it looks like...
it's a very cool looking card.
Yeah, it has a knight standing up, and he's holding a sword, and he's kind of, like, gazing into the sword, if that makes sense.
Yeah, he does
like,
look like he's kind of, like, admiring his sword. That's very phallic.
I mean, yeah.
It does! He's admiring his sword.
It's like, dang, that's a nice sword, man.
Such a dude.
Yeah. Okay, so this Knight of Swords stands for intense focus, radical, and obsessive.
Me obsessive? What?
Oh, I've never heard of that. It says, when there's a will, there's a way. Strong intentions and intense focus forge the path ahead. Your eyes on the prize, and nothing can stop you. Well, that's pretty good.
That's good. Yay.
Yay. Your communication skills are on point, and you are able to effectively convey a message. Yay.
Sweet.
Let's see. It says stuff about Headstrong and full force throttle on a passionate endeavor is admirable. Just be wary of long-term effects that shortcuts can make. So basically, don't take shortcuts unless you know that it's gonna be okay.
Pan out.
You know,
don't take a shortcut. Don't avoid the work.
Yeah, exactly. You gotta work for it. It says take responsibility over your actions and how they may impact others. Keep an eye on the quality of your creations and enjoy the process. Life is a journey, after all.
I feel like this is, like, all about the podcast.
Yeah.
Because I do have a lot of things in the works. And lately, I've been very mindful about, like, it really hit me the other day how many people are listening. And the content that I put out, I want it to be, like, honorable and authentic and not piss anybody off or not leave anybody else out of what the conversations that I'm having. So I've been very mindful and aware of the fact that I need to create good, authentic, and mindful content. And that just came up the other day. Like, I was looking at the map at how many people are listening, and it just kind of freaked me out. And I was like, oh, shit! People are listening and doing the things I'm saying, and I better, you know. So I just think this is definitely a good reminder to check myself.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, all the work that I'm doing, I do have a lot of things behind the scenes in motion for the podcast. So I think it's a very good sign. I just can't get obsessive.
Yeah, definitely. And at least, like, the opposite of that card was impatient and reckless.
And I can be very impatient. I can get reckless when my emotions get involved. #Gemini.
I can relate.
So that's definitely something that I should watch out for. That's a card is good, and it's a warning.
Yeah, it's just like be careful of what you put out there. And just,
right.
You know.
And I like the star for now because to me, that just feels like Spirit is going, okay, you're on the right track if you just listen to all your guidance and...
The universe has your back.
Yeah, that I'm supported. My Spirit team supports me, and I need to stay connected to that, which I've been struggling with, connecting and making sure I do the work in that respect, making sure I do my meditations and that I am actually actively trying to keep that and cultivate that relationship. And there's a train.
Amazing.
And cultivate that relationship with my Spirit team, so.
We love trains.
I hate the train. When we move, that's like I have a list of things that I don't want. And trains. I do not want to live next to a train again.
They're annoying and inconvenient.
They're awful. I'm sure I know that they have a purpose.
Oh, yeah.
I just don't want to live next to a goddamn train track next time.
Yeah, what did they say? It was like...
Every 7 minutes.
Yeah, 7 minutes.
7 minutes.
That's insane.
7 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
So, when I first started podcasting, I would wait for them to leave so that it wasn't sound behind, I didn't want that sound in the recordings. Mm-hmm. And now it's just like, whatever. It's
like, welcome to my life.
Yeah, welcome to my train-infested life. Because that's what it is.
Yeah.
What do you need?
Do you want to,
Oh, okay. So I thought it'd be cool for me to do a reading for her.
Yay.
Yay. And I won't use my salty cards.
Oh, those other ones, they're salty.
Yeah. So I read sometimes different. So when I do a reading, I don't always go by what the book says the card is going to be. A lot of times I will just go off my intuition. So sometimes I'll go with the book. These, you guys got to get this. Okay, so this oracle, it's an oracle book or oracle deck, and it's called Enchanted Blossoms Empowerment Oracle, and it's by Carla Morrow. And I love these cards. I think they're really pretty. They have like dragons and flowers and butterfly. Like all the dragons have butterfly wings, and I really love it. And I don't care if I bend my cards. So I actually will shuffle them. And I know some readers are like, don't do that. Yeah, I will shuffle them at least once. And then I just kind of, like she does, I kind of cut them and just mix them up a little bit until I feel like it's time.
Now, what kind of spread are you doing?
So we're going to do a past, present, future, just like you did for me. So, but I do a different, your current, actually no, we'll stick with yours. We'll do past, And what I do with the past is I ask Spirit to show me what you need to know the most about your past. So, first card, I'm going to flip off the top.
I'm scared.
Friendship, which is funny.
That is hilarious.
That's funny. Okay.
Oh, that's a gorgeous card.
Isn't it pretty? So, there's a pink freesia flower, pinkish purple freesia, and then the dragon is like this really pretty orange with like monarch butterfly wings. It is gorgeous. Mm-hmm. So we'll just do one at a time.
Yeah.
So friendship. Maddy has had a tumultuous friendship with somebody, an off and on type, very chaotic and toxic friendship that recently just ended for it's for the good. Maddy set up boundaries, and
I did, and I realized that I'm moving on in my life, and I should be able to differentiate what's good in my life and what's bad. And I did. I differentiated the difference between it, and I realized that she was just not meant to be in my life. So, yeah, I tried handling it the most mature possible way.
You set boundaries, and she got pissed.
Basically, yeah. I didn't say that I wanted her out of my life. I said, you know, there are some things that are bothering me, and I'd love to work on them. Mm-hmm. And she didn't take it well, and she decided to be very immature about it. But, you know, that's how some people react, and I can't control other people, so just gotta move on. They are out of my life for a reason.
Absolutely. I think this card is just reminding you that it was a good choice.
I think this
is think about your friendships and keep evaluating the way you have. I think that's a good thing. It wasn't an upside down card. This is a straight up card. This is your friendships. Evaluate them and keep doing that. So I'm going to cut again because I feel like I should.
All right.
Just once. Okay, this is your present card.
Okay.
Which is funny.
That is a gorgeous card.
Spirituality. She got spirituality as the second card, which is present. And it's a cherry blossom with like a green and blue dragon with these really pretty, like, iridescent type wings. It's gorgeous. It really is. So, spirituality. And for me, the spirituality card, drawing it in your present, is signifying that Spirit understands your journey, that you have maybe changed not changed, but maybe blossomed some beliefs and practices lately. And this is an acknowledgement that you're doing the work. And that, and kind of like my star card, that you are spiritually supported. It's funny that we both got a card. That you're spiritually supported and that keep doing what you're doing. And on the opposite side of both, you know, this card is no spirituality. And when you feel alone, you should definitely, like, if you can't feel like you can turn to anybody in this physical realm, you can always turn to your spirituality.
Yeah, and like I think the way when I first saw this card, it means lately, I don't know, do you have any like Christian followers?
I do, and I actually have plans to do an episode with a Christian witch.
Oh,
so
awesome.
because it's something I'm not familiar with. So I thought it would be cool, and I actually got some good book references. I asked for some books, so I will share those with you.
That's pretty cool. Like lately I have been getting more into my religion and my devotion, and that's Christianity. Mm-hmm. And I don't know, for some reason, growing up with you're you know, a witch, and
yes.
if I'm not mistaken, is it pagan?
I'm pagan witch.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
Yes.
So definitely not Christian.
I'm not. No, I'm like the opposite.
I was not raised in a Christian household, and I love that you let me grow up without a religion, because it made me, you know, it kind of just I got to pick my own and what I felt like I was drawn to, which is awesome.
Yep.
So lately I've been praying more, looking to God more, going to church with my boyfriend. That has happened. But yeah, I love this card. It's a very good...
I think it's a very good one.
I like it.
Okay, I'm going to cut... I'm actually going to shuffle... Not shuffle, but like... Cut. Move them around a little bit.
Makes sense.
And I'm going to cut again. Okay, so this is future. Mm-hmm. Right side up, faith. That's funny. So, so we'll describe the card because it's beautiful.
It's really pretty.
It's got a passion flower, and the little, like, orangey red dragon is on it. So, first of all, red for me... is a root chakra color, which is safety and security. And this is something you're worried about in your future, is safety and security. And the faith card is just saying that you turn to that middle card, turn to your spirituality, and have faith that things are going to work out how they're supposed to. As long as you do the work and you're following your joy and following your bliss, then, have faith that things will work out. You might not feel like it.
It's just, it's scary, especially since I'm graduating in 2 months, and I'm leaving in July, and that's crazy.
Right.
And it's a lot to let sink in,
Oh, yeah.
So it's definitely taking a toll on my faith.
Oh, I imagine.
Definitely, but I like that card. It's a really pretty card, and it's a
good message.
It's a really, that deck was not salty at all. I love it.
That's why...
It's a very happy deck.
There's no salt here.
No, I love that.
But I really do like that. It's just pointing out that Spirit understands that you have some concerns and that you're stressed out about the basics. Where are you going to live? How are you going to make money? All that stuff.
Am I going to be happy with, I can get a job easily, but it's just am I going to be happy with the job?
Right.
Am I going to get burnt out easily?
Yes, and these are all these...
Am I going to make friends?
Right. And this is Spirit just saying, pump your brakes, have some faith, and follow your joy. I think you have good instincts, and if I have taught you anything, it's maybe to keep your mind open.
Yes.
Because
we are an open-minded family here.
Yes, we are. So definitely that card is saying have faith that things will work out. And the only way you can have faith is to have an open heart.
Exactly.
So
yeah,
I think this was a good draw.
I like that drawing.
I loved it. It was good. No salt.
No salt is a good thing. Well, sometimes you need the salt.
Sometimes I need a kick in the ass, but I avoid my tarot cards right now because I really don't want to see the Tower card.
I actually drew the Tower card.
I know.
I think it was a week ago.
Yeah.
I hadn't touched my cards for a very long time because of that. I was like, why did you give me the Tower card?
I can see that happening, though, because I think it's an internal struggle or an internal deconstruction because you're moving from childhood to adulthood or young adult, and that's scary, and you, all of the things that you thought were going to be true probably aren't. You know what I mean?
It's really hard because what was it? Not even at the beginning of my senior year, I thought I was going to I thought I was gonna what was it?
Massage school.
Massage school. I thought I was gonna be a massage therapist, and I was gonna go to Shadron.
Yeah.
And then I realized I don't like touching people. I don't know why that didn't occur to me in the first place, but I don't like touching people.
Right.
It's my bubble. I just don't like it.
Right.
So I turned to makeup. I like makeup.
Right.
But then I also realized that
touching
people. And I hate school. School is something that I have never liked.
No.
And I don't get along with schooling. I just don't. So
yeah.
I don't know. God had a different plan for me, and now I'm just starting to realize it. So definitely there was a internal struggle for a very long time. It's still kind of struggling right now, but we're getting there. We are slowly but surely getting there.
And that's good. That's giving yourself the freedom to do whatever, and forgive yourself for saying that you wanted to do something else. Because I felt like at first you're like, I don't want to tell my parents that I don't want to do massage school because I don't want them to be disappointed.
Yeah.
And we were like, I don't care. You do you, boo.
I know. And that was hard. That was definitely hard getting used to because I didn't want to tell you guys that I was rethinking. And now here we are. I've rethought things.
Everything.
Every single thing I possibly could. Me overthinking things?
No.
Never.
Yeah.
No, but I like the idea of me not going, I don't want to go to college. Why go to college when I don't have a specific passion that I want to follow?
Right.
That requires, tens of thousands of dollars of debt,
Right.
Don't want to do that.
Right.
And I like the freedom that I've chosen. I haven't chosen college, I haven't chosen a profession, I've just chosen freedom.
Yeah, and I think that's great.
I want to roll with the flow right now.
And that's nothing wrong with that. I think there's way too much pressure on young people to decide what you want to do for the rest of your life.
Oh, definitely.
That's ridiculous.
I don't understand why I'm 17 years old and I have my entire life ahead of me, but I'm supposed to know what I want to do for the rest of my life until I retire right now.
And that's not fair.
You know how many times I've changed in the past couple of years? Like, freshman year, I was a completely different person. Like,
and everybody does change. It's totally normal for the human mind to change as we grow. And maybe at some point you'll find something that you're super passionate about and want to learn more about it.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and you don't know until you get out into the world, away from this shitty, toxic environment here, and are able to go be you and experiment and find different interests and hobbies and find out. You're going to have completely different friends, too. So they will bring ideas to you. Inadvertently, they're going to involve you in their lives and share the things that they do. And maybe that's how you'll find this great passion. And if you don't find this all-consuming passion, it's okay.
And I already know I don't have a specific thing that I want to do. And,
and that's okay.
Kudos to the people that actually know what they want to do with their lives. I wish I could do that. I don't know.
Right.
But I know that I want to help people any way I can. It doesn't matter if it's, complimenting someone when they're having a bad day.
Absolutely.
Or if it's, like donating to a charity. Like, I want to help in any way possible. And I know that is my purpose.
Right.
I already know my purpose, and that's helping and being the best person that I can to help others and to help myself. Yep. And that's just how to go on with life.
And that's perfectly acceptable.
Exactly. I don't know. I feel like when you know, you know.
Oh, yeah.
And
I think so. And I'm 40. Yeah, and I really don't. My interests change as far as who I thought I was supposed to be or what I was supposed to do for humanity. And I think that's what kind of led up to burnout last summer when everything kind of fell apart.
Yeah.
I think I was so wrapped up into changing the world and doing the best I can for my community and being this different person so that others could see that it was okay to be different. And when I didn't have my shop, I was like, how the hell? I drew a blank in my head. I was like, who am I if I don't have this purpose? And I freaked out.
Oh, goodness. Yeah, you do not want to ask yourself that question often.
No.
Who am I and what am I going to do?
Yeah. How am I supposed to make humanity better? And I felt like that was my purpose. That's just my purpose. I'm going to help as many people as I can. And when I kind of dropped that and decided I'll help people by following my own joy, it changed everything. And I think this podcast is a good example of that because I love doing the podcast.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't, support us financially.
No, but it's a good outlet. And it's a good following, and you're helping people.
Yes. And I really, really enjoy that. I really enjoy being able to educate and get things out there that need to be said, get people thinking and having conversations about certain subjects. And I love that it does bring me immense joy to connect with these people. And for now, this is what I'm doing. Yeah. And I don't see an end to this podcast at all anytime soon. But, I may find things along the way, we're going to move. And when I move, I may find something else to go along with this. And that's okay, too.
Exactly, yeah. And, you never know what you're going to, I am the worst at this. I like to plan, my entire year out.
Samesies.
I don't know why I do that. That's just setting myself up for failure.
Yes.
But, you don't need to know what you're going to be doing 3 months from now.
Nope.
You just go with the flow. And I know a lot of people want to help people, like you. You want to help people. Just be your best self, and that's all you can do. One person, I know people do not like hearing this, but one person cannot change the world by themselves.
No, not by themselves.
No.
There was a really cool thing. So, remember when I went to the monastery?
Yep.
I asked the monk, Kempo, he said, I asked him, what can I do when I see the news so full of bad things and politics really taking a turn for the worst? I feel very discouraged that I cannot do anything about it. And you know what he said to me? He goes, you can't.
Exactly.
There's nothing you can do about politics. There's nothing you can do about a widespread virus. There's nothing you can do about all those things, those worldwide things. But what you can do is make your life the best it can and treat people the best you can, because that is what affects your immediate circle of friends. Mm-hmm. And when those people feel love and caring coming from you, they're more likely to reciprocate and spread that to other people and live their life that way. So that's how he said you can affect the world, is by just being happy, basically, which I love that about what he said. He's like, when you are happy and when you are kind to all sentient beings and when you're living mindfully, you affect the world by making that small ripple to the ones closest to you.
Exactly. And that's just a mindset. You got to be happy.
Yep.
And do what's best for you first, so that way you can work on yourself.
Yep.
And you can get yourself in the place that you need to be at.
Yeah.
And then you can help others be that way, you know? Just
exactly.
All it takes is, like, a compliment.
Oh, absolutely.
The other day I went to McDonald's. I wanted some chicken nuggets. It's
Ew.
I love chicken nuggets. Shout out to McDonald's. But there was a lady working there, and I pulled up to the window to pay, and she looked so upset. Like, oh, it was intense.
Aww.
She looked angry.
She's having a bad day.
She was having a very bad day.
Yeah.
I know that look because I have that look a lot. And I looked at her, and she looked up at me. She had the most gorgeous eyes I've ever seen. Like,
Ooh.
they were, like, piercing green and blue.
Ooh.
It
Really
was
pretty.
a gorgeous mixture.
Mm-hmm.
And she looked at me and she's like, here's your change. I was like, well, thank you. You have gorgeous eyes, by the way. And, like, her face just lit up.
Aww.
And she looked so happy in that moment.
Right.
She looked, it was weird. She stared at me and she's like, well, thank you.
She didn't know what to say.
No, she was so confused. She's like, why did you just do that?
Right.
She looked happy.
Aww.
And that made my day. Making somebody else's day makes my day. You know?
Yep.
It's just the small things. It's like the little things that matter.
That's what counts, because you never know what somebody's going through. So, the other day, at the post office.
Oh, no.
So this town doesn't like me, as you guys know. So I went to the post office to go mail out all of the orders that people have ordered from me. So I went down there and I had a pile of boxes, like maybe 4 boxes, and then one of those grocery bags, like the non-plastic, the ones you can take and use over and over again, full of bubble envelopes full of stuff. There's probably 12 or 13 packages in there. Mm-hmm. So anyway, I walk in and it's Saturday and she's pissed that she has to work on a Saturday. You could tell. Mm-hmm. And I don't know her personally. So I'm all happy and I walk in there and she's like, you got packages? And I'm like, mm-hmm. And I'm just smiling and trying to be nice. Mm-hmm. And so she gets my packages, and then I ask her, I said, well, can I please have... She's not letting me write down the names, so that I can tell these people what their tracking numbers are. And I said, can you please give me... I need to write down the names for the tracking numbers. And she literally tossed, threw a package across the counter at me. And I was like, okay. At that point, I'm like, oh, this is going to be fun. So I just bite my tongue because one thing I've learned here is that you cannot change the way people feel about you here. It's just, you're not going to. So anyway, she was in a really pissy mood. So I just smiled and she starts to ring me up. And I'm like, oh, no, I'm not done yet. I have a whole bag full of bubble mailers. And she just looks at me. She goes, are you kidding me? And I'm like, no. What do I say? I'm like, no, I'm really sorry. I said, she's like, it's Saturday. I'm like, I had a cold this week and I would have mailed them, but I didn't want to give you guys my cold.
Regardless, it's her job.
I know, but I'm feeling like I need to give her this explanation. So she's really pissed and she's mumbling under her breath about how she shouldn't have to do this today. And she's just, fucking pissed off at me. Looking at me and glaring at me. It was the most uncomfortable 20 minutes I've ever spent.
Oh, yeah.
It was awful. I felt like, I just wanted out of there. But anyway, I smiled and was nice, and I tried to, thank her for doing her job that day. So I left, and I was really pissed off. I called my husband, and I'm venting, and she was such a bitch. But he's like, well, what did you do? And I'm like, I smiled, and I told her thank you, and have a wonderful Saturday, and I left. And he told me that she's going through some serious things at home.
Oh, that makes sense. Yeah.
She has cancer in her family, and some other hardships. So to me, it was just a reminder to, even if she was awful. Mm-hmm. And even a year ago, I probably would have jumped down her throat and been that Karen and asked for her supervisor because that's how I do. But in the last year, things have changed, and I think because I was we've all went through hell the last 8 to 10 months here.
Oh, yeah.
And it really was nice when I was in a really shitty mood and basically wanted to, start everyone on fire. When people were actually nice to me. There's a handful of people in this town that are actually nice to me, and I appreciate them. So it's made me appreciate doing that for others.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Like, no one... It's a reflection on who you are as a person when you treat someone like it with disrespect.
Yes.
And it's just, so many people around here were raised without being taught that. The simple act of kindness and respecting people, respecting others, I don't understand how they get anywhere in life without respect and kindness, because that's all it boils down to.
Oh, 100%. I don't know why people have to be so awful. But being in an environment like this has, like you said, it's taught me the value of being kind no matter what. Even if you can't stand sitting next to that person in line at the grocery store, just being kind instead is so much better.
Oh, yeah.
I sound like a hippy-dippy, like, tree-hugging, fluffy bunny lady, but...
when we were talking about religion, like, everyone has, like, no one has this, like, the exact same religion,
No. Yeah.
And everyone's is different, and whatever, power, the more power to you. And that's all religion is, like, I believe in, is just be kind to people. Like,
yes!
I believe that God wants the best for all of us, and, be kind to your neighbor, like, love thy neighbor,
Right.
Like, I don't know why there's so much hate in the world when all of the religions just say to be nice to each other.
They do.
And just love the planet. It was given to you for a reason. Like,
yes!
You're on this planet for a reason. I don't know why you have to be so rude.
People get caught up in my stuff's better than yours.
Yeah, yep. Mm-hmm.
And pride gets in the road. And I think in most theology, that's addressed.
Yep.
You shouldn't... don't envy your neighbor.
Exactly. Like, just be kind. And then, I don't know. We would be so, like, much... I don't know how I'm trying to say this. Like, we would be so far ahead of things and, like, more up to times.
Yes.
If we would just be kind to each other.
Yes.
And stop hating.
Yep.
Like, I don't understand why people get bothered by other people so much if they're not exactly who they want them to be.
There was a guy... a couple here that's local, and they've never been awful to me. They've never been awful to us. And the other day, I saw them posting some very hateful things on Facebook about people that have a different sexual preference than them. And they based it on their religion.
I hate that. I hate when people do that.
And I was like, I could say something, which won't change their mind, and start a fight. Or I could just look at the little unfriend button and go, boop.
And click it. Yep.
And that's what I did. I just booped and moved the hell on.
Yep.
And it's not kind. I don't know why you would say those things. It's not kind. No one is bothering them by loving someone the same sex or whatever gender they choose to be. It doesn't affect them at all. And saying help, they may not believe that it's something that they would do, but it doesn't give them the right to use their religion to back up some hateful, terrible, unkind comment. And that's the thing that I get the most upset about.
I think it's like, that's Christianity gets a bad rap among people. And I understand that completely, because there are a lot of people that just they abuse the religion, and they trash its name, and it's awful.
Yeah.
That's not what Christianity is all about to me.
No.
It's kindness and love. I don't understand why loving someone is a sin. I know. Love is an amazing thing, and it shouldn't be confined to one specific definition. And I think God agrees. Like,
right.
You're not gonna go to hell for loving someone.
No, I don't think that loving somebody should ever be a reason for anyone to tell you, well, you're going to burn for eternity because you love that person.
Oh, yeah. I have...
That's awful.
My grandparents
in
Texas, they are crazy Southern Baptists. It's a very long story that we should not get into
probably not
for the sake of I'm related to them and I'm ashamed.
No, do you remember? Okay, so when she was little, Barney the dinosaur, that show on TV was really big.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I love you, you love me, blah 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 blah. She freaked out because she was afraid that I was letting you watch that.
Oh yeah.
And I'm like, why is that a bad deal?
It's the devil.
Yeah. So she said the devil is speaking through Barney.
No, he was just smuggling drugs in his suit.
Well, yeah, that was completely harmless.
No, it's just...
What else? Oh, Harry Potter. I wasn't supposed to let you watch or read the Harry Potter books when you were little because, unbeknownst to her, I'm already a witch. But she was like, "Oh, they're just gonna teach her about witchcraft and blah blah blah."
Little does she know I'm a Christian who practices.
Right. Yes.
We don't talk about that.
Yeah, we don't let Granny know that because she'd be up here.
There's nothing wrong with it. I think that Christians...
There's two separate things.
Yeah, I don't dabble a lot in it, but I like to use essential oils and the power of, I don't know, you have the House Witch book.
Yes.
The House Witch, the Green Witch. I love plants.
The practical stuff.
The practical stuff, yes. There are a lot of, herbal things that help, and I don't know if that's qualified as witchcraft.
Absolutely.
But I enjoy the simplicity of it and how you can use greens and essential oils and just little sayings, and it goes a long way, you know?
The other day, I thought it was so cool that, the other day we felt like we needed to do some protection on the house. Mm-hmm. So I did my thing. I did my, pagan witchcraft thing.
And I did my Christian.
Yeah, she did Christian witchcraft stuff. And I thought that was really cool that we could both use our own flair to the same purpose.
And I don't like to call it witchcraft because that's just me.
Yeah.
I'm still very new to this. But I still believe in the power of herbs and essential oils and a quick little prayer while you're doing something.
Exactly, you know? Which is essentially a spell.
Yeah.
You know, and when I do a chant, so if I'm talking to, say, Lilith, and I'm asking her for help doing whatever, that's a prayer.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a prayer.
I pray to God all the time, and, it's just certain things,
Yeah, it's all words. It's all words. Mm-hmm. It all means the same thing if you're going...
Everything can have an intention. And
exactly.
I'm addicted to my diffuser lately. I cannot stop making oil blends. I need to stop.
You need help.
It's a lot.
Yes.
But when I do it, it's a simple thing, I will put together an oil blend, and I'll put it in my diffuser, and I will pray to God, and I'll say, God, let this oil diffusing clear the air. Clear all the negative energy out of this place. It's just a simple thing. It doesn't mean that I am a devil worshiper, and I'm going to hell because I am addicted to essential oils.
No. And it's the same thing. When I did a clearing yesterday with some Yerba Santa, and I was asking Spirit to help me, please help this herb clean out any of the shit energy. I'm such a bad witch. I literally was walking around the house saying, negative energy, please get the fuck out.
Right?
That's that's what I was doing. And then I was like, Spirit, please help this smoke collect all of the crap energy and go out the window.
Yep.
And it's the same. It's all in wording. And
I bet there are so many people that do witchcraft without even knowing it.
Right?
It's just a definition, and it's a label, and there are so many labels in this world. Just do whatever you feel like you need to do.
Yes, you do you.
As long as you're not harming anything.
Yes.
whatever.
I ain't trying to, like, I'm not trying, so I don't get much hate mail, but I do get some.
Oh, really? I don't even know that.
Yeah, so I get some. And why a Christian that's very against what I do would even listen to my podcast? They're already anti-witch, anti-everything.
Because they're secretly curious.
Yes, they're probably curious about it, or they just wanted to, like, piss themselves off.
Probably.
But she wrote me this awesome message about how I am building an army of devil-worshipping, card-carrying witches, that I am going to, like, I'm awful and I should be ashamed of myself, that I'm converting people.
Oh.
And I'm not. That is not my intention at all. My intention is not to convert people to do anything. I just educate and babble about shit that I'm interested in. That's it.
Yeah, I go to church.
Yes.
And I see a lot of people going around and saying, you should really go to church with me someday.
Mm-hmm.
And then they start to preach about
yes.
their religion, and they're pushing on you.
Yes.
And that is not, regardless of what religion you are.
That's wrong.
You're practicing, that's wrong. Do not push your beliefs on anyone.
You can share.
That's
different.
And you can enlighten them in what you believe in.
Yeah,
but if don't push it. That's just
it's rude.
And it's annoying.
Yes.
Sometimes I don't know. When someone comes up to me and they're like, "Do you believe in our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, "Yeah, but I don't want to hear a gigantic speech about it right now.
No,
I'm trying to grocery shop. I don't really care right now."
Right. There is a certain group of religious people that will come to our doors around here in the Midwest, and at the ranch. The last time they ever came, they came to my front door, and they had been coming, and I kept telling them, I do not want. I'm sorry. Thank you, but no thank you. I was trying to be nice. And the last time they came to the front door, and they're like, oh, could we have some time to talk to you about the Lord and read this booklet with you? And I was like, no, I really don't have time for it. And she was rude about it. Oh, no. And I just finally said, you know what? I'm a witch. And she looked at me, and she was like this face, her face was like, do I believe her? Or is she freaking serious? I'm like, do you have time I can talk to you about what I believe in? And she just was like, nope, I'm out.
Yep, exactly.
That was the last of it. She was like, and they did not come back. That was the last time they came.
That's just an invasion of privacy. That's something I don't really believe in. It's an invasion of privacy, and a lot of people don't have time for it, and they don't want to hear you pushing your religion on them.
No, and I have always been, I get that that's part of their belief system, and it's very important to them. So every time they come out, I always try to make a point to politely decline. Mm-hmm. But they had came out once a week there for a bit, and I was like, oh, okay.
And it's okay to talk about your religion to people. Like when people ask me for advice, I don't know if they are religious like I am, but I will say what helps me through things is praying to God and just asking for help and guidance.
Yes.
And that's a lot of what I say for advice. And that's about as much as I say about it, because I don't want to push my religion on other people. It's just, it's rude. And it circles around to the respect thing.
It does.
The kindness thing.
It does. It all boils down to basic human decency.
Which we are lacking.
My God.
It's amazing, but a good one.
Yes. I can't wait for both of us. I don't want to it's going to be sad when you leave the house and I won't be, we're not living in the same area. But I am excited that you're going to be able to get the fuck out of this place and, go somewhere where you can be you.
Exactly.
And you don't have to worry about people driving around our block and yelling things and all the crap that happens in this house or in this town. And I'm excited to go somewhere where I can go to the grocery store and...
without getting glared at.
Yes! I can go to the grocery store, I can go to the post office.
Without getting packages thrown at you.
I feel really bad for Brad because he has to go get my groceries because it makes me really uncomfortable.
Yep.
I will go do it, but oh my God.
There's only a certain point. There's a certain point where you should be taking things, and it's a big struggle. That's why I don't even go to high school anymore.
Yeah, that's one reason we pulled you out, is because it just wasn't worth it.
I mean, I'm still going. I still am in.
You're online.
But I'm online and stuff, and it's just sad when it comes to that point.
Yes, I am a hermit by nature. But I still
right now you're a hermit
because I have to. And I hate that. Normally I don't mind. There's some people in town that before I knew how they felt about me, I was like, cool, I'm going to go to the grocery store and get a pop and talk to so-and-so and just get out of the house for a second and come back home. And now I can't even, like, I don't even feel comfortable doing that. I don't go to the restaurant anymore because...
There's one person that was willing to employ me. Like,
yes, one person. And that's it. Because they...
It's sad. Like, I was more qualified for the job where I applied.
Yeah.
And I was, you know, ready to work at any time, and they chose a person that wasn't trained, wasn't familiar with anything, and they couldn't start right away.
Yeah.
And they chose it because all the drama that was happening.
Because of the school and because of our lifestyle.
Yeah. Little do you know, when you do that, you are adding to the problem.
Yes. Just a little background for everybody. We have been shunned.
Yeah.
Like, literally, we have been shunned. Maddy applied for a job, and they declined, and we heard from somebody that works there the reason she was denied the job, even though she's already been working there before, like, it was because of the drama, that's what they said, at the high school with the boys, and our lifestyle. And then
I'm sorry that I was harassed, but that wasn't my decision.
Yeah, way to gaslight people.
Yeah.
And then I was promised a job somewhere here. We won't say where. But I was promised a job once somebody else left. Because there's, like, you got to realize, we're in a town of less than 300 people. Oh, yeah. So there's, like, 20 jobs in this town, and that's it. If that. That's really stretching it. So I was promised a full-time job, which would have been a game changer for us, because our income is, like, crap. So I was excited when I learned that this vacancy was happening. The owner of said business went to my husband and explained to them that they can't hire me because of what I did standing up to the school and Maddy's bullies and their parents and the sheriff, and then also our quote-unquote lifestyle, which Brad was like, what's that supposed to mean? So evidently it's the witch thing. I can't go there. He said, well, people don't want to hang around somebody who is a witch and has said those things about members of our community. He felt like I would drive people away.
He's driving us away.
Yeah, they've literally...
I don't understand people like that.
I don't either.
Just be nice, and I don't...
Well, the sheriff told us, the last time I spoke to the sheriff, he looked me straight in the eye and said, well, if you're going to be like this, and what he means, we had been talking about... the threats that were coming, the physical threats coming from some of the members of this community. And he said, well, if you're going to act like you do, then it's going to be really hard for you to live here. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, you can't just rock the boat. You can't just say these things. And I said, they're not...
Freaking, like, that pisses me off.
It made me so mad. I was starting to get tears because I get mad. I cry. I fucking hate that about myself.
Thank you for giving me that wonderful
trait.
Yes, I love it so much. I get so angry, so I start crying.
I do. Yeah, I started to get tears in my eyes, and Brad looked at me. He was like, "Oh," you could see like, "Oh shit, oh shit." She's about ready to blow.
We're about to either punch someone or cry a river or both.
I was so mad, and I said so. I remember saying to him, I said, so standing up for what I believe in and protecting my family, we can't do that. He's like, well, no, you can't just say those things. You can't say them out loud. He's like, it's best just to lay low.
And that's what's wrong with people around here. Like, I've been to multiple other small towns.
They're not like this.
It's not like this.
No.
Like, I don't understand what these people have in their heads.
I don't know.
It's just whack.
It is
whack. I don't say that word because it's kind of stupid, but
it is.
Like, there's something wrong with, like, the mindset of these people. I don't understand it. Like, small towns are supposed to be kind people, and
they're not.
Everyone knows everyone, and everyone's kind, and, you know, blah, blah, blah. And I know a lot of towns that are like that are small.
Yeah.
Not this one.
No.
Not the town next to us. Not the other town next to us. The Sandhills, I swear to God, are cursed. There's something wrong with the Sandhills. Yep. So if you're looking to...
Don't move here.
Yeah, if you're looking to go travel and, you know, see the world and go to Nebraska, don't go to the Sandhills.
No.
They suck.
No, don't come here. It is bad. It is closed-minded. Just an hour to our directions east. Remember in Mullen? They actually, somebody came to talk about being kind and not bullying, and this person was from the university in Nebraska,
and all she had was like one of those.
She was Muslim.
Yeah.
And she came to talk about being kind and anti-bullying, and they freaked out. The community started this online thing to get rid of her. One of the local mothers had to be restrained by the sheriff because they were afraid she was going to hurt this guest speaker.
What is it called? Is it called a hijab?
I think so, yeah.
Yes. She had a picture of her, with the thing that she was going to say, and she had that on. Yeah. And she was Muslim, and they started to freak out.
They freaked out.
Are you kidding me?
Like, she's literally here to talk about kindness. Jesus Christ.
Show her some kindness.
But the community around here, even here, I saw people in this community commenting about how she needs to go home, and we don't need this kind of people in our area. And I'm like, this is exactly what we need in this area. We need diversity and people coming in to show people who are straight up ignorant and don't understand that you can be any kind of religion, you can be any kind of color, and still be a kind person. I don't understand. That is the one thing here that pisses me off the most, is that if you're different in any way, whether it's your hair color, your skin color, your religion, your lack of religion, whatever it is, they automatically think you're less than and not worth as much as them.
I swear, some of these people, like, believed the same things like Hitler did. Blonde hair, blue eye.
Yeah. It's what it feels like here.
Christian here or Catholic, you better be prepared.
Yes, you have
It's so biased.
If you scary. Don't, it is scary. It is something that makes me feel like I'm living in the freaking dark ages. You know,
exactly. That's what I was referencing. Like, I feel like I would believe it. Like, believe in Hitler. Like, I don't understand that.
No, this community, I would be afraid. Like, we are middle class, pasty ass white people.
Oh yeah, like we look
like the same as them.
We look completely normal.
Yeah, to them.
We're very weird.
We're weird people, but we look
normal.
For them, our appearance probably looks decent compared to what they think normal is. But because we do not we speak our minds, we stand up for each other, and we don't conform to what their idea of normal is.
Scary.
Yes, they're afraid of us.
They're threatened.
Yes. So they treat us awful. I cannot imagine being a different race here.
Yeah, it's when I was in high school and we would go to games, and it was awful. Especially going to like military,
yes.
It's mostly an all Native American and like Hispanic school. And that's okay. Like, they're near Scottsbluff.
Yes.
And this was a big thing on Facebook, too. They were playing...
It was huge.
Military was playing another team, another town in our district. And the other team's crowd was shouting, like, go back to Mexico.
Oh, my God.
Like, you're not welcome here. Because the military players, like, almost all of them know how to speak Spanish.
Yes.
They were raised in Hispanic homes.
Yes.
So they know how. So they were shouting at them, like, if you're going to speak like that, go back home.
What the hell?
It's just awful. Like,
and these are the parents. This is why the kids are this way, is because the parents are this way.
I felt so bad for them. So
it's I sometimes am so ashamed of being here. Because I don't want lumped in to,
and if you're
that whole thing.
Yeah, and like when I was... I went to all the games because I was a cheerleader.
Yeah.
And they would see a Native American, and they'd start making fun of them.
Seriously?
Yep. And if you didn't make fun of them with them, you were looked at weirdly. Like, why aren't you, making a joke about it? I'm like, I'm not making a joke about it because it's not something to joke about.
No, it's rude.
It's
unkind.
Exactly. Boil it down to the root. It's unkind. Just respect one another and be kind. That's all you gotta do.
Nope, I don't understand this. And that's the one thing that I had to let go of. I realized that why I was so mad. I mean, I hate being treated like this, but I have thick enough skin that it really doesn't affect... I don't care if my neighbor thinks I'm going to hell because I believe in this or that. I really don't care. I realized the root of it for me is I really care that they're unkind and that they're creating unkind children. And it really frustrated me that I can't fix it. There's nothing I can do. And that's where my anger and frustration was coming from, is that I was so sad that they're creating kids that treat other people so awful. And I had to just let that go. Like, that's not my responsibility. I gotta just let it go because I'm not their parent. They don't want to listen to me, and they're not gonna. No. So
you can't control other people.
I just had to let it go.
You can't control other people. All you can do is control yourself, and hopefully it all circles back to what you're talking about. All you can do is control yourself.
Yes.
Be happy, be kind, respect others, and hopefully they will see you doing that, and they'll do the same to you, and they'll do the same to other people. And it's just a good thing to remember. Like, just be nice. Just be freaking kind, people. Exactly. Just be nice, please.
Like, can everybody just get along?
No.
I feel like, and the other day, I was making a fire in our wood stove. I literally threw some of my yerba santa in there, in the fire. I was like, maybe, like, I could sage, like, kind of, like, smudge the whole town. So I, tossed a bunch of herbs in our fireplace. I'm like, maybe that'll help? I don't know.
Or they'll think we're smoking something.
Dude, yeah, they probably do.
Yeah, that was a bad idea.
Yeah. Oopsies.
We live right across from the cops.
Yeah, we live across from our courthouse, and he actually has cameras pointed at our house, and we found out the cameras, he admitted that they record audio.
What the heck?
Yeah, so we're constantly under surveillance. I asked him if he could, why is it on our house? And he said, it's just the angle. We're not surveilling your house. It's the street in front of the courthouse. So that's their excuse.
The street in front of the courthouse is our street.
Yes. It's, they literally, if you go into his office, that north side of our entire place is in their camera.
I'm going to be on our property, and every single night, at some sort of time, I'm going to go there. I'm going to sit in the grass, and I'm going to flip them off for a solid half an hour.
I told Brad I think we ought to go underneath of our trees on the north side and just sit there and do the same. Flip them off and moon them.
Oh, yes.
I think that would be...
They can't do anything about it because we're on our own
I'm
property.
on my own. Can you be naked on your own property?
Maybe that's public indecency.
Might be public indecency
because we're in public.
We don't have a privacy wall. Maybe that would get it. I ain't afraid of jail, but I don't really want to go.
I still have to apply for jobs. And
Brad
stuff.
might be pissed.
I think he'd be okay with it. He'd be like, "Well, I see your reasoning."
What did you guys do? It's on camera.
That's okay.
Oopsies.
I mean, that was the whole point.
Resist.
Exactly.
Fight the man.
I mean, that's not very kind, but...
It's not very kind. It'd be kind of an asshole move.
We probably shouldn't do that.
It's definitely not passive.
I feel like, that's not good. People would
You know what? We'll do the Southerners do. Bless their heart.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart. But really, I'm saying, suck my ass.
Exactly. I mean, most of the time when I say, "Oh, bless your heart," I'm actually meaning it. But
but you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah, usually when I'm not enjoying what they're saying, I just go, and walk away. That's all you can do is just walk away.
Yes.
That's all I got to say about that.
Pretty much. Well, we've talked for an hour and 2 minutes now.
Awesome. Your dog is staring at you.
Pablo wants to go outside. Do you have to go to the bathroom? Oh my gosh. All right, so I gotta let the dogs out. And so thank you for chatting and doing the readings and having fun today.
Yep. It was a good talk. Enjoy our rant.
All right.
Oh yeah, and be kind.
And be kind. Yeah. God damn it.
Exactly.
Okay. Well, I want to say thank you to Maddy for hanging out with me today and chatting. It ended up a lot longer than we thought. Oopsies. Anyway, I want to shout out to our sponsors. They are awesome, and they provide the gifts and services to our Patreon supporter group called the WW Coven. Our sponsors are Holistic Healing Therapeutics, Earth Mama Creations, and Lavender Potions. And if you would like to be a part of our coven, you can go to our website at witchywomanpodcast.com. You can click the Patreon button, go to the sponsors page, and you can read all about that. We do awesome things in that group. I have huge things on the horizon. I'm waiting till Mercury goes direct to announce these amazing things for the Coven, but let's just say it's going to take on a whole new purpose and a lot more activity in that WW Coven group. So stay tuned for more about that as soon as Mercury goes direct. I don't want to like jinx it by letting this out too soon. So if you want to read more about the Coven, go to our website. If you want to contact me, you can email me, witchywomanpodcast@gmail.com. You can also get me on Instagram, witchywomanpodcast. I'm on Twitter, DaNae_sweet_, and you can always snail mail me at P.O. Box 333, Hyannis, Nebraska 69350. I had a really great time with this episode. I hope you guys enjoy it too. My daughter has a blog, and I'm going to put the blog in the show notes, and I'll also share that in our in our Witchy Woman friends group. So if you'd like to check out my daughter's blog, you can do so. Anyway, I guess that's all I have. So until next time, as always, stay witchy. Bye-bye.